Hey, hope you guys are all doing well. I just wanted to make a quick video before I go to bed. Because I've been thinking about this idea lately of just like my story and if it's something worthy of sharing, and if it is, like, what's the best way for me to go about doing that. Because I have made a few attempts in the past, like with blogs and stories that I've written, but ultimately, like, I haven't followed through with them because I get, like, caught up with these feelings of, like, self-consciousness. Like, everybody deals with that, but, yeah, it's just like that. You're not that interesting. Like, why are you doing this? Or nobody's gonna want to read this. You're not that special. Or this is kind of depressing. Like, why would you write that? Um, all these things that have kind of like stopped me from continuing with what I started and not making what I had intended to make. And so it's still just been on my mind, and it's something that I've been thinking about for a while. And tonight I was at life group at church, and oddly enough, the pastor just decided to start talking about our stories. And I never really considered, like, all the things that happened in my life as a story, but that's like what the metaphor he used, and so I'm gonna go with it because I like it. But he was talking about, like, all these things that we experience, and ups and downs, and the good and bad, ugly, and how we think that that story belongs to us because we feel those feelings, and it happens to us, and like, we want to have control over how other people view it. Like, we don't want everybody to know everything that we feel. We don't want them to know all of our thoughts. We don't want them to know all of the things that we've done because it's painful or embarrassing, it's personal. Ultimately, it opens us up to judgment and ridicule from other people, that it just doesn't feel safe for us to reveal all of the story. But really, it's not our story. It's the story that God has written for us. And so while we do experience these things and stuff, it doesn't belong to us. It's God's story for us, and it was meant to be shared the way that it happened, for His purpose, not for our purpose. And by editing it or keeping it to ourselves, we're not allowing that purpose to be fulfilled. And there's something really that makes me feel really good about, like, about that having a purpose, because, like, typically I wouldn't want to share something really terrible that happened in my life, either because nobody wants to hear bad news or because I feel ashamed of it or whatever it is. And so if something terrible happens to me and it doesn't have a purpose, then all it is terrible. Like, there's nothing more that comes from it. That's it. It's just terrible. But if something terrible happens to me and I share that with somebody and it helps them in some way to find encouragement, or they can relate to it, it helps them to get through what they're going through, or maybe best of all, it helps them to not make that mistake. Maybe they were going to go down the same path, and I tell them my story, and they're like, oh, yeah, I don't want to do that. And it saves them from that. Like, that's a purpose. That's it makes it worth it. It makes that terrible thing in the end not be so terrible. It does something good, and I don't know, there's something super amazing about that, and that's what I want to do. That's exactly what my purpose is for this. And I decided to go with the videos rather than writing something because a couple of reasons. One, I've made those Spinraza videos and you guys have been super awesome, encouraging and just loving and supportive and all of that. And by the way, Spinraza is less than a month away. April 11th. I'm super stoked about it. Cannot wait for that. But you guys have just been really great with everything that I've shared about that, and that's just one part of my life, and there's so much more to my story than that. But the second reason is because like this is, I think, the most real that it will get. Like I can't really think about like, oh, am I using the best word choice, or does that sound eloquent? Like I'm not backspacing, and it's just, it is what it is. The words that come out, and that's that. And so, if anything, I just want, like, I want this to be interesting and you know, fun to watch and encouraging and all that, but most of all, I just want it to be like true and genuine. And I think that this is the best way to do that. And so, I'm not going to get too much more into anything else right now because this video is already pretty long, but I really hope to get more out in the future really soon. And if you are the praying type, please just pray for me that I can continue doing this and I don't get self-conscious or discouraged or anything like that, because I think that even if one person sees this and it encourages them in some way or helps them with something that they're going through, that is worth it, and that's one person that wouldn't have had that had I not made the video. So that's where it's at right now. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm super exhausted, but thank you guys all for watching this, and I will be in touch. Good night.